Hi, Dr. Greg Gillum, CEO of Human Fusion. Hope you're doing well. I'm in a client office for the week, actually. And so over the next few days, you're going to see videos with this kind of background. They gave me one of their spare offices, so I'm very grateful. Today's article review comes from Harvard Business Review, October 16th, 2019. It's entitled 5 Simple Rules for Strategy Execution by Graham Kinney. Now, we all know that the execution of carefully developed strategy is a problem that continues to elude executives. We've known it for years. It's very difficult for some reason to translate strategy into actionable progress. And so it's one thing to design a strategy, quite another to operate it and get it going on all levels. And so in this article, this author talks about 5 very simple things that I think we can all do to really help as we come up on this season of strategic planning. Number 1 is to narrow the focus. Narrow your focus. And so a lot of times we go into strategic planning meetings and we come out with a list of 50 things to do, 50 strategic objectives, right? The idea here is to really drastically narrow your focus here. Better to aim for a few important things every year and celebrate success when they're achieved rather than, blowing up a paper mill with reams of paper. So the author suggests to just focus on 3 to 5 strategic initiatives and really focus on those and really get those done. And then the more you try to achieve, the less you're probably going to achieve. That happens in a lot of areas of life. So that's number 1, narrow the focus, 3 to 5 action items. And then number 2, make them action items, make them imperative. So each of those 3 to 5 strategy objectives can be morphed into next actions. And you will really want to be careful here not to make it an activity, but to make it an actionable goal. So instead of training staff, which is sort of like an ongoing process, the idea about making that statement imperative is to say train staff in the new customer relationship management software. That's an imperative statement, much more likely to be done. You could put a deadline on that, and now it's a SMART goal. Third thing is to give the statements real owners. So the very nature of strategy elements make them kind of works against their execution. They're developed at a high level, right? Usually at the organizational level, but they have to be implemented at way down the chain on the individual level. And so, and they might involve multiple different departments. So who owns it? And so a key step here is to make sure that you assign an owner for each of your chosen strategy statements. So if you have 3 to 5 statements, you have 3 to 5 specific owners of that. And then they're directly responsible for the execution of that, and they directly report to the CEO for their accountability of that. Number 4 is to separate out your strategy meetings. So we oftentimes we'll try to mix strategy and operational issues in the same meeting. And of course, when the house is on fire, everyone focuses on the operational issues. We just do that. The day-to-day will always take precedent over the strategic elements. And so the idea here is to create 2 separate meetings. So have an operational review meeting, or an ORM, and a strategy review meeting, or a strategy or an SRM. We did this at Glaxo. I've implemented it as a consultant at other organizations, and it works very, very well. You might have an operational meeting that meets every single week, whereas your strategy meetings are once a month or every other month. Maybe even some companies have even gone to quarterly strategy meetings. I like every other month at a minimum, but that's the idea. And then the last idea here is to appoint a monitor. So what gets measured gets done. And so someone in authority is monitoring the situation, and they will call these statement owners to account by regularly inquiring about execution process. Now, sometimes this is the COO of an organization, the chief operating officer, whoever conducts that bi-monthly or every other month strategy meeting, your SRM, probably the person that runs that is going to be the monitor and is going to keep up and keep everyone on task. So the basic challenge in strategy execution is to translate very broad ideas at the organizational level all the way down to concrete actions and progress at the individual level. And to effectively do that, then follow these simple rules. I think they'll help. If you like management-related videos like this, please subscribe to Human Fusion, and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest trends that are affecting managers and management practice.